In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get better at literally anything, alright? Whether you're an entrepreneur and you want to get better at marketing your business, or you're creative and you want to get better at creating valuable content, or you're a high achiever and you want to get better at pushing yourself outside your limits, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But first, who am I? My name is Faith, and my goal is to help entrepreneurs, creators, and high achievers reach their goals by teaching you how to take action, stay consistent, and make your goals happen. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get better at literally anything. Before I do that, let me show you a little clip.
My knowing was to write. And 12 years in the future, I had not started on that book I wanted to write. So you probably have a knowing inside of you too.
Now that clip was one of the first YouTube videos I made about a year ago. Now compare that to where I am now, and you can see a huge difference. Like in that video, I was just so stiff, robotic, and there was no personality. But now, I can just have my camera set up and just talk to you. And give you my personality. How? Because I know how to get better at whatever I want to get better at. And I want to get better at YouTube, so guess what? I did what I know how to do and got better at it. Now, here's one more clip I'm going to show you. Now, unfortunately, I don't have clips when I first started juggling, but I can tell you right now, I didn't wake up out the womb just juggling, okay? This is a skill I did not have. But because I know how to get better at whatever I want to get better at, I bought juggling balls and I got better. And now I can, do those skills you just saw. So I know how to get better at whatever I want to get better at. I'm going to show you how to get better at it too. And it is very, very simple. And I want to break down on that. I'm going to show you that you already know how to do it. You already know how to do this. So think about if you can drive a car. If you can't drive a car, then I guess this example isn't going to be good for you, but I'm going to assume that most people watching this video can drive. Think about this. When you first start driving, could you drive? No. You were complete trash. You were behind the wheel, all shaky hands, anxious, worried, overwhelmed, all these things you got to figure out, don't know what you're doing. Yet, after driving enough times, you learn how to drive. There's this 50-hour limit you had to reach before you could get your driver's license, right? So it took you 50 hours to learn how to drive, basically, because you couldn't get that driver's license until 50 hours. So 50 hours behind the wheel, you got better. What does this mean? If you want to get better at anything, as simple and basic as it seems, spend time on it. That's it. Spend time on the thing you want to do. The only reason I got better at YouTube because I put an hour into it every single day. An hour for a year into making YouTube videos every single day. The only reason I got better at juggling because I spent 15 minutes juggling every single day. But that time added up over and over and over again until I reached that 50-hour mark. I'm not saying that 50 hours is the one mark you gotta hit to get better at anything. All I'm saying is hitting a lot of hours on the thing you want to get better at will make you better at it, even if you don't see results immediately. Because if I showed you the timeline of the videos I made last year, you wouldn't see any improvement really until month 7. So, for 7 months, I was trash, but I continued putting 1 hour of work on YouTube, practicing it. And I eventually started getting better and better and better to the point where now I can just talk to the camera. I don't need a script. I don't need to really plan anything out. I just think about what I want to talk about and then just talk. This took hours, though, of practice, of showing up, being consistent with it. And the same thing can apply to you. When it comes to anything you want, all you gotta do is put time into it. Don't worry about making it perfect. Don't doubt yourself and think you're not gonna figure it out. Don't worry about any of that stuff. All you need to focus on is putting time into the skill you want to learn. That's all you need to be focused on. And if you put more time into it, you will get better. Just like when you start driving and you had to hit that 50-hour mark. Well, hitting that 50 hours, logging that in before you get your driver's license, that forced you to put more time into that skill driving you want to learn and improve in. And once you hit that 50-hour mark, you could drive. Now imagine if you just had that same mindset when it came to any of your skills. You said, okay, well, if I really want to get better at this skill, let me see if I can log 50 hours in. And of course, this doesn't mean work like 5 hours every single day to get to that 50-hour mark. No, because probably when you were learning how to drive, you didn't just drive all day. You probably drove like 20 minutes, you logged that in. Then you drove about 10 minutes to the store, logged that in. Then probably like 5 minutes. But you kept putting time in consistently, and you were logging it, and slowly, you reach your way up to the 50-hour mark, and you learn how to drive. But the same thing applies to your skills. You don't have to put the same amount of hours into it. Like I said, YouTube, that was an hour a day. Juggling, that was like 15 minutes a day. But by consistently doing that, it added up to the hours I needed to start seeing progress. And the same thing applies to you. With any skill you want, first recognize the skills you want to learn, and then just tell yourself, all I want to do is put time into it. Put a minimum of 15 minutes into your skill every single day, consistently, and I promise you, you will see results in time. That's the only way to get better at anything. Just put time into it. That's it. Now, the biggest roadblock you're going to face is being consistent with practicing. That's the biggest thing that's going to hold you back. So, the best advice I can give you to get over that roadblock is to practice that skill as soon as you're up. Like, that's your number one priority, to practice that skill, because as the day goes on, the energy goes down, it's going to be so hard for you to just get motivated and want to work on that skill. But if you do it in the morning when you're fresh up and you have that energy, and most people are still asleep, it'll be a lot easier for you to just practice on that thing. So when I first started making YouTube videos, every video I made was in the morning. Now I make it around like 12 because it's becoming such a habit that I don't really need to. I don't need to practice it as much. You feel me? Like, I've gotten to the point where I want to be, and it's easy for me to just get started. But in the beginning, when I wasn't good at it, and when it was hard and discouraging, I made sure I practiced in the morning before my day got started, because I knew if I pushed it off, I was not going to get started. I had to eat that ugly frog first. You know, credit to Brian Tracy, but I had to eat that ugly frog. So whatever skill you have that you want to get better in, practice it first thing in the morning. Because if the day passes by, it's going to be so hard for you to get started. So if you're an entrepreneur, that may be working on your business first thing in the morning, working on your marketing plans, working on your copywriting, working on sales, okay? As a creative, that might be writing for an hour first thing in the morning, drawing for an hour, doing something, creative. As a high achiever, that might be working out because you want to get your body right first thing in the morning. That might be meal prepping so you can have good vegetables to eat throughout the day. Just figure out what you need to do it first thing in the morning, and then you'll be good for the rest of the day. And you continue doing that every single day, and eventually it'll be easy for you to just get started working on that skill, practicing it. And you ain't gotta do an hour. You feel me? If you just do 15 minutes a day, put 15 minutes of time into practicing that skill, you are going to get better at it. Guaranteed. Regardless if you're doubting yourself and you aren't getting it perfect and you just think you're going to be wasting your time, I promise you, you won't be if you just stay consistent, even over the months where you don't see any progress. Because progress is not linear. It happens like a curve, and then suddenly, one day, you just wake up and you can do it. And you're just good at it. That's what happens. You don't see progress every single day. You just see, like, you're not really getting anywhere, and then one day, you're just way better than you were the next day. And you're like, how did I get this way? Because that's how progress works. It's just one day you're good, one day you're not. One day you're not good, one day you're good. I have experienced this so often. But you won't get to that point if you stop putting time into that skill because you're not seeing that you're getting anywhere. Right? So you just continue putting time into that skill. 15 minutes at a minimum. If you can get 1 hour, that's great. But I don't want you to burn out. So 15 minutes at a minimum. Do it first in the morning and just continue putting time into that skill. And I guarantee you will get better. Alright? Now remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I will see you later.